MACT back, and of course we have this 2011 Ford Explorer project going on, and we have the engine currently on the engine hoist lift, and what we're trying to do is get it mounted up to the engine stand. And once it is mounted up on the engine stand, then we can then start putting it together, which is exactly what we did. We start with the transmission end, and as you can see on the left hand side, the cam, or not cam, but crankshaft position sensor was installed, and it's that black sensor there at the connector, and it goes into the little holder there. It goes up to the hall sensor, which is that silver round thing with the teeth, and you definitely want to get that on there in this format, and this is how it actually mounts on, with the teeth facing the engine itself, because that's what gives its timing and everything, and is very important in that. So definitely not a part that you want to forget, because that will cause you all sorts of consternations as far as putting it back together, and we don't want to have that problem. So going on forth, we had to come up with an idea how to hold the flywheel bolts, because the next thing you had to put on was the flywheel, and as you can see, installing the flywheel means you got to hold it somehow. So this is what we chose for the tool to hold it, and again, it grabbed a hold of it beautifully, and did it, I think it was 59 foot-pounds of torque per each bolt. Look it up to make sure, but I believe that was what we're doing. And then if you go up above, you see that white or clear plastic cap. That is the coolant tube that had to be installed, because the engine did not come with one. So be fully aware you're going to have to buy a new coolant tube, because the old one was all rusty and nasty, so you didn't want to use that, and plus gaskets and everything else. So added that up there. Top center, you can see that plastic cap. That is the coolant tube that goes to the housing for the coolant to go to the radiator and everything else. So went ahead and got that all mounted up there and then torqued in. So got the flywheel on there. So the next thing then, of course, you have to do is you have to mate that transmission up to it. Now keep in mind, you're going to have to lower everything up, and then as you can see, the transmission mount has already been on there. The brackets, you can see the black bracket, all that has to be on there. You have to transfer a lot of old parts from the old transmission to the new transmission when you buy a remanufactured transmission. But we're getting ready to mate that all up there, and if you can see in that very center part, you see like a little red dot. I'll point it out, a little metal circle that has to mate into that space on the flywheel. So the torque converter is sitting in the transmission already. It's ready to get mated up into that, and then of course you have to line up all of the holes there. So there's a couple of posts that you have to, pins that you have to mount, and make sure you mate up there to get that to fit properly. Then of course you can go ahead and start bolting it all in once you get it together. Now do not use the bolts to pull this thing in. It will fit in there pretty easily by forcing it in and pushing them together. But again, using the bolts to pull them in, if you can't get them in, then you got it offset, or something's not right, so you want to make sure you do it. You should be able to slip those together, and they should fairly easily slide together without much force. I mean, they're heavy, so you're going to have to push them, but they will get mounted in there. So once you get that all mounted up there, then as you can see, we start getting it mounted in there, and you start sliding it together. Here we use a jack stand and some old seat belts on the crank, and then of course the actual lifts for the lift itself to line everything up, because it's going to be at an angle. And I guess if you had another stand to take and mount that transmission up a little higher and move it, it might make it a little easier, but this is a one-person job at this point, so this is how it was being done. But again, everything's being mounted up there, and we're not having too much of a problem in getting it all fixed back up together. but that transmission is coming along pretty good, mounting right back up where it needs to mount. And there we have it. We have it mounted together and bolted in, and of course torqued appropriately for the transmission. And as you can see, the transmission casing is pretty new looking, whereas the engine block, yeah, she's seen better days, but again, it's a remanufactured. They reuse the engine block, so it doesn't look near as pretty. But you see all those orange caps again on the transmission. That indicates that you have a whole lot more hoses and lines to, of course, mount up to that transmission to get everything and all the pressures and, you know, pressure lines and everything all mounted up. So a lot more work to do, but we're getting there, and that's really what we're hoping for, getting this thing put together, is making sure that everything works appropriately and getting everything mounted up. But this will be essentially a new powertrain power plant for this 2011 Ford Explorer. And hey, Misty's going to be happy because Misty is the lady who owns it. And again, we're doing this to help her out. She's just, you know, she just had bad luck with vehicles. Engines are blowing up on her, and it isn't like she's not necessarily taking care of them. Like this one, the water pump went out and just blew the engine up. So she just has horrible luck, but with God willing, we're going to get this thing put together for her. And who knows, maybe we'll go have it blessed in the process, which we already did. But anyway, we wanted to make sure that Misty has the best transportation available, so this is why this is being done, to help her out and get her to where she's got to go. Wonderful lady, and we really want to make sure that she can get where she's got to go. Anyway, this is MACT Garage. Remember, like, subscribe, join, all that good stuff. My feet hit the floor today. I'm having a great day. And I want you all to have a great day, too. Band of One's always got some great music to play. And, of course, Mercy Girl always has something to say.
Thank you for watching MACT's videos. And remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Girl production.